Johnny Mac.
Hi, Matt. Hello.
Hey, Johnny, what's up, buddy? It's Opie and Anthony and Jim Norton in the studio.
You guys, how's it going?
Hi, John.
We're having a really, really crappy show today.
Really? Well,
So we're going to be...
I can relate to that.
We're going to be... Yeah, I know you can. So we're going to be in prime form when we head out to tape your show tonight.
Perfect.
So we had one of your old pals in here today, Steve-O.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. He was funny.
Well, when you were serving the tennis balls at him, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was fun. You know, he actually got to the point where he felt like he had to stop it, so I figured I accomplished something, because he can take people shooting at him. So.
Yeah, he thought it would be cool for you to serve tennis balls at him, and I think after the third one he said, enough, I'm done. Because you didn't hold back at all.
You know, those serves are going pretty good. You know, they're in excess of about 100 miles per hour, so that was cool. You know, he's tough, but I mean, I saw him buckle a little bit. That was big for me.
Damn. And you could still aim and hit things like that, huh?
Pretty well. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't too far away, but I didn't get him right in the cup. You know, I was hoping to pop him in the cup, but I missed my cup. You know,
Yeah, he said that today. He's like, I told him to aim for my cup.
Yeah, right.
But you caught him on the upper thigh in that soft spot there. And,
Yeah,
and that
but
was
I mean,
it.
you know, I
Game
got
over.
him in the ankle once. That hurt too. So.
Yeah.
So what are we getting ourselves into today?
Oh, we're gonna have some fun.
Is today the last show?
I don't believe so. No, I hope not.
Are you making a comeback or?
I think the comeback's on the way.
On the way.
Yeah, Clinton's apparently coming on the show next week.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Sam Clinton from
Jim
Trenton.
Norton coming on the show. That's going to put us over the hump.
I want to do it. I know we had the mix-up with the scheduling the one time, but I definitely do want to do it.
Jim blew me off. So
Yep.
Why don't we all just do it today? Why don't we all just?
translation? Yeah.
Because I have an interview.
So then you want Jim too today? We could all.
You
just...
guys do it. It's your
I
thing.
think Jim needs to come next week. It's all you two guys today.
And do we have to do something wacky at the beginning?
Well, I think that your fans would like that. Yeah.
See, because they
And I
tape
prefer it,
something
too. Yeah,
at
I'd
the
like
beginning.
to see you do that.
All right. What do you have planned for us?
Yeah. What do you have planned?
Let's see. We got to keep that a secret, don't we?
Oh boy,
You know, keep
you're just
people
like us.
anticipating the
You have
moment.
nothing planned. Just like
See,
we
because
had
there's
today.
some
That's
kind of
exactly right.
See, because I saw the opening yesterday for yesterday's show.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
And well, I didn't quite get it.
What
but
part are you talking about?
I don't know, the two guys, and then the chicks came out and they walked off with the.
You mean the Amazing Kreskin?
No, it was the opening to the show.
The opening of the show, yeah, that was the idea. Was that they were complaining about how different the two girls looked?
Yeah.
You know, the one would get the lesser of the two, but they're twins.
Right.
So it ended up that they were both exactly the same.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
they were
maybe
the
it wasn't
twins.
a good joke, but the idea was that someone was getting shortchanged, but the truth is they looked exactly alike.
Yeah. So that's like are we going to have to do some kind of beginning like that?
Yeah.
Good.
And-
Hopefully it'll be better than that.
So, but we'll be acting.
Yeah, a little bit of acting.
See,
I know
Opie,
you
we're
guys-
going to have to act.
I know you guys can take care of it.
We got acting.
I got an
chops.
idea, John.
Okay.
How about I could smoke a crack pipe and you could punch me in the face?
That would work. That would work. I'll have to admit that would be good.
Have you read her book?
I've read the parts that concern me.
That concern you? Are they accurate?
No, they're not.
They're not.
But if I had the book in front of me, I could more accurately tell you which parts. Most of them are not accurate. There are parts that are close to the truth.
What do you think
We
about
did have 3 kids.
Oh, that's close to the truth.
We did have 3 kids.
What do you think about the Ryan O'Neal parts? Did you ever see
Well,
anything?
I didn't read that part, but I certainly heard about some of the things when we were actually together.
Yeah, she must have had some stories about Ryan that were.
So I know that there was some problems, with Ryan because, for starters, she didn't invite him to the wedding.
Yeah, that's a little odd when
Which
you don't
is a
invite
problem.
Dad to your wedding.
She doesn't mention that, I believe, from what I've heard in the book. She says that Ryan didn't come, but the truth is that she was afraid that Ryan was going to ruin it.
Right.
I suggested to her that she should have him come
Yeah.
because it would end up being used against her.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You should probably have him there and just put him in a corner somewhere.
Hey, John.
Hope he shuts up.
John,
You know.
when did you know that you needed to get out of this thing?
You're talking about the marriage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know she left me.
Really?
But
yeah.
you must have had something going on in your head, like, man, this is just not going well.
Well, to be truthful, I sort of wish I had. But we had a third child in May of '91, so that was 2 boys and a girl, and that was about a year or year and a half before it ended. And certainly, I had some feelings that we should be getting along better than we would. But people say, "Oh, that's marriage," and I wish I could tell you that I was more aware of it. The truth was, when I look back, I'm amazed that I wasn't. But at the time, like now, or at the time, I felt like this was still. I was actually stopping going on the playing on the tour so that I could allow her a chance to sort of give it a shot when she was acting.
Yeah.
So I missed the boat completely.
Were you bummed when she told you?
I was bummed, actually.
Yeah.
I felt like we had 3 kids, and we had a lot invested into it. But actually, I'm quite lucky because the fact that we ended up getting divorced, I have an opportunity to sort of get that proverbial second chance. And Patti Smythe, who was in Scandal in the 80s, had a couple of records of her own in the 90s. I met her at on Christmas of '93, and we ended up getting together again in September of '94. So we've been together for 10 years.
Wow!
And it was certainly the best thing that ever happened to me, and also the 3 kids that I had with Tatum, given all the shit that's gone on the last 12 years,
mm-hmm.
and the stability and we've had 2 kids subsequently, and Patty had one with her first marriage. So it's actually been a godsend that she's been there.
Yeah.
So it ended up being a good thing, actually, in retrospect. As a matter of fact, in my book, which I know you guys have read carefully.
Oh, yeah, every page.
Yeah, exactly. At one point, towards the end of the book, Tatum says to me that someday I'll thank her for this. When we were separated, she said she wanted to be separated. And I didn't get that at the time, but I get it a lot better now. As a matter of fact, I'm very thankful.
Are you guys still friends?
No, we're not. No.
Yeah, that's a tough
Friends
one.
That's
Slow down.
not the way I describe it.
No, that's not how he would describe it.
Slow down. Did you know anything about those stories she told in her book about when she was a kid?
Which stories are you referring to?
The ones with what's her name?
I knew. You talking about
Melanie Griffith? Yeah.
I heard inklings along those lines. I never really knew the truth about it, and I'm not sure she does, because it sounds, from what I've seen on TV, it sounds like she doesn't remember half of it. What she says in the book.
Yeah.
She says, I saw something where it said that she was punched by her dad when she was nominated for an Academy Award, when the announcement came, but she doesn't remember that. She says that a friend of hers told her that. So some of that is, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have been abused that don't remember things, and then some of it is, well, if you don't remember it yourself, people are going to question whether or not it's true. So it depends which way you look at it.
Yeah.
I had a tendency to believe what she said at the time, although thinking that maybe she put some things out of her mind.
Yeah, it could happen.
But if you don't know and remember yourself, it's pretty tough to sort of lay it out in a book. Although I know that Ryan's a crazed guy, that I don't think there's any doubt. He'd probably admit to that. I mean, Ryan O'Neal spent about 2 or 3 months in prison in high school.
Really?
He was a bully in high school, beat up a lot of people. He's a strong guy. He fought in Golden Gloves and stuff, and he had some altercations in high school. And this is way before he was even an actor. So this goes back well before having Tatum.
Yeah, he's got a reputation. Sure
does.
Didn't Bruce Lee give him permanent back damage, kicking him against a trailer door?
I don't think so. No, I think that you just, unless you know something I don't, you just made that up.
No, I heard years ago that he was holding up like a kick pad and Bruce Lee kicked him against a trailer door.
Never heard that one.
He did. I know he boxed with some professionals, and he got in the ring with Joe Frazier once on Mike Douglas, and Joe Frazier broke a couple of his ribs because boxers don't like to be sort of made fun of in the sense of actors coming on and pretending they're as tough as fighters. So Joe popped him a couple times just to wanted a little respect.
Just to show him who's boss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he went home and punched Tatum in the face. Great.
Well,
what a guy.
That I don't know if it was that same day, but at any rate, I think it's pretty clear, and I know it was clear. You're putting me in the unenviable position of defending my ex-wife, but I know that she had a tough upbringing.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right. Hey,
and I think that we have 3 beautiful kids.
My
kids are, I have an 18, 17-year-old sons, one that's just gone off to college, and a 13-year-old daughter. And, they're better looking than both of us, and that's, we're lucky. And so it's a good thing, that we've had these 3 kids. But I worry for them more than anyone else, because the kids are, this isn't exactly the easiest time for them to be, rehashing this stuff like after the fact.
Yeah, who wants to read that stuff about your mom,
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty nasty.
That's pretty nasty stuff. So, I sort of wish that she had handled it a little bit differently, to put it mildly.
Hey, John, did you like the Metallica show the other night?
Yeah, the only thing that I disagree with is those explosions, or that someone could give me a little bit of a cue when those.
Yeah, they had the craziest explosions I've ever seen in a concert. I saw so many people just jumping back.
Hey, you leave shell-shocked.
It was shell-shocked, and also that fire. I think they must have missed the concert where those 200 people were killed. They forgot about that because, I think that fire thing. They're too good. They don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, they had a lot of explosions and a lot of fire. But
what was that band where they had that horrible?
Great White.
Great White.
Oh yeah. Okay,
yeah.
sure.
And there has this horrible. And there was a fire, and because of these explosions, and then you see Metallica doing that, and they're a truly great band, and it sort of seemed like, oh my God, why bother even risking it?
Little difference, the Continental Airlines Arena in some shithole in Rhode Island.
Yeah, that was the problem. Great White took their concert stuff and put it in a club and thought it was going to be okay.
A club built of matches.
And
that's true.
That was a real tragedy, though, in Providence. So
yeah, and then
hearts, thoughts, and prayers go out to those people.
That's right.
As Tony Danza would say.
Yeah, that Tony Danza show stinks, John. At least
I think Tony's a pretty likable guy.
But the show's awful.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's
we
watch it every day.
Every day after our show.
Because it's horrific.
Maybe the show's not for us, John.
Yeah, well, I think it's tailored to a different audience, if you know what I'm saying.
It's not about if he's a good guy or not. The show is just horrendous.
A lot of people are horrible bores that are nice guys, and he's just awful.
He should stick to what he does best.
What is that?
He sings okay. He acts pretty good. But to be a host of a talk show...
I don't like the fact that you snuck in. He sings okay.
I wish I had ratings like that.
Yeah, I know. He's doing real well.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's incredible how well he's doing. And
what are they doing over there at MSNBC to pump your ratings up?
CNBC.
Oh, CNBC. Sorry. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Network I'm on.
I go to MSNBC to look for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone's doing. They're telling me, God, I thought you were on MSNBC. I don't. To be honest, I'm not sure what they're doing, but I know what all I can do is do some good shows, and I think our shows are getting better. And now it's going to be unbelievable. You guys are coming on, so you're going to say
we're going to rock it. We're going to just rock your world today.
I'm going to say how you're doing. Yeah. You're going to go off for the next 10, 15 minutes, and we're going to all be happy.
All right.
There you go.
One of your producers called us because they wanted us to do one of our bits on your show, and everything we suggested, don't
do the St. Patrick's Cathedral one.
Yeah,
no, not that old gag.
Yeah, they're like, we can't do the wiffle ball bat challenge on John's show. Although he would enjoy it, we just can't do that. What else do you have? Well, how about guess what's in my pants? No. Anything else? Well, one time we threw cherries at girls' twats. No.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
It's just hilarious because we did the pre-interview and they're like, everything we suggested, well, that's not gonna work either.
That's when he made us nervous by saying, well, we'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something and we'll tell you 5 minutes before we do it.
We don't want to do. Well, we should. You guys should go for it. Go for one of those. That's all right.
Well,
it's 10 at night. That's late enough, right? It's cable.
Sure.
I mean, you guys are on satellite now. You can pretty much do whatever you want.
If you want,
right?
we could bring a crack whore down, and we do have the wiffle ball bat, so it's really up to you, Johnny.
It may be worth talking about. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
I tell you, they'll be talking about your show after that one.
That's right.
We'll be on.
That's not a bad thing.
We'll be on every news broadcast.
They'll know what channel you're on after that one.
Any press is good press.
Do you want to try to? You want to try to guess what the wiffle ball bat challenge is all about, John?
Let me see. Let's see, the wiffle ball challenge. It's about. Give me a hint.
Well, it's the wiffle ball bat.
It involves a wiffle ball bat.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing it involves some type of spanking on the ass.
Think Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe.
Really?
It also involves rubber gloves and some lubricant.
Well, that's a little ugly.
Yeah.
I might have to take a pass on that.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And we mark off the wiffle ball bat after it's finished. The challenge is finished. And at the end of the year, whoever has the mark closest to the middle of the bat is the winner.
This is why we're popular radio hosts.
Oh, Jesus. People, I should have known.
Yeah.
Others think it's because we're so witty, but no, it's because of the wiffle ball bat.
Well, I know you guys can do better than that. Come on.
Of course we can.
Do you want to hit golf balls at us? Not hit golf balls.
I wouldn't recommend that.
No, we could put.
Although I'm a pretty bad golfer, I don't really play golf, so I might miss you.
All golfers are bad.
We could put Tatum O'Neal masks on, and you could hit tennis balls at us.
Oh,
Yeah, well, there you go.
I know. We should do that.
Yeah, where are you going to
Come on,
find a
mask.
Tatum
Tatum
O'Neal
mask.
mask at this hour?
Yeah.
We once did something wacky that was very similar to what you did with Steve-O. Anthony and I dressed in hockey goalie outfits, and we went in the middle of a driving range.
Driving range at a golf
And
course.
had people hit
Isn't that zany?
golf balls at us.
Great. We can't be doing that either, Opie. We don't have much room there to
There's
do a
not
lot
a
of
lot.
things.
I mean, it's a good studio, but it's not that roomy.
Yeah, not as roomy as you can't tee off a shot. you know.
No. I don't think so, unless we have people sign papers.
Yeah, I think
Before
we're
we
going to
do
get
it.
there, Opie. They're going to say, okay, here's what we're going to do. And there's going to be some acting involved. That me and Opie are now going to have to act.
You've acted in some movies, right?
Well, there was that time in, yeah.
I was in Bad News Bears. I was playing air hockey with some girl.
The remaking Bad News Bears. Maybe
Yes.
maybe you could get in on
Yeah,
that.
but we talked about this on the show. They're going to remake that movie, but they're not going to allow the kids to drink.
Or curse or anything. I
Well,
bet
then
it's
that
going to be all,
ruins it.
I
all
think
clean.
it ruins it, definitely. That was the best scene when they're in the dugout just drinking beers.
Maybe they're doing drugs instead.
Nah, it's going to be it's going to be the PC version of that movie. That's the problem with
they should go the
entertainment
other
today.
way.
They
Did
should-
you used to turn that on and go, oh, I can't believe I have sex with her?
What's that?
Did you used to like flip through the channels and land on Bad News Bears and go, oh, I can't believe I'm having sex with that girl?
No, actually.
John,
I would have thought
I
that.
haven't seen it since we've separated.
Oh, really?
John Anthony asked that question.
I was just wondering. It's
okay.
one of those
No,
things,
it's
you know.
okay. That's not a bad thing.
As you're
Yeah.
watching the Bad News Bears, you're like thinking, I wonder if he thinks, hey,
She's still the youngest person that ever won an Academy Award.
yeah, Paper Moon was a
10
great
years
movie.
old.
That's
Yeah, and
I
she
just saw it
followed that
recently.
with Bad News Bears,
Yeah.
and she actually had some pretty good run there for a while.
Little Darlings was a good one.
Little
Oh, there you go.
Christy McNichol and the always
right.
good Armand Desante, who never overacts.
Matt Dillon.
Right, Matt Dillon in that one, sure.
And then she went into her teenage years, and then I have to take some responsibility because when we met, she was only 20, and when we had our first kid, she was 22. So it was there was also a mistake on my part that at 27 years of age, which was what I was, and she was 22, that we could handle that and be able to combine being parents at that age and also try to be the best tennis player in the world and figure out how to have a good marriage.
And have her acting or something.
As much as
That's
I'd love her,
a little much.
she actually didn't want to act.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she didn't want to act. She said she asked me if I would still love her if she didn't act.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she
And
wasn't
I
really.
said, of course I would.
Yeah,
Of
but
course I will.
was she really acting a lot at that age?
No.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
think
she
so.
didn't really act at all from about 16 to 20, and she had just finished a movie when we started going out that didn't stay in the theaters too long.
And you're talking about Tatum a lot today, man.
I'll tell you, man, you guys have gotten it out of me.
How bad did you want to smash that judge in the face for, did you see obviously what happened to one of the Williams sisters?
Say that again?
You saw what happened to, which Williams sister was it? I mean, who knows, Venus or the other one?
What happened to him?
The one that got fucked by the line judge?
Oh, it was Serena, yeah.
Oh, all right. How bad did you want to smash that guy's face?
Let's put it this way, I could relate.
Yeah, I
I could
bet.
definitely relate. I could feel what she was going through, and
Should have thrown a temper tantrum.
she should have actually. It would have been cool. She actually kept her cool very well, and then they act like it's okay. But that's a hell of a lot better than I would have done.
Occasionally they play some old clips of you, and they're just hysterical to watch, man.
Thank you.
You just unload on them.
It's the
and they're
best.
sitting there trying to be all prim, proper, and judgely, and you're just lambasting.
You made tennis interesting. Nobody wanted to watch tennis, really, until you came along, because
Yeah.
you made it interesting. You were like a rock star in tennis. Just
Thank you.
Screaming at judges. That's what everybody should do.
I try to make tennis like the other sports. If you watch a baseball game, they're out there screaming and yelling, and people love that and going crazy. And on a hockey rink, they're yelling at each other. I bet you what they're saying on a football field isn't pretty or printable.
Right.
Yeah, but it pissed off some of the tennis purists. They're like, what is this guy doing? He's out here screaming. You're supposed to be all dignified.
With all due respect, who gives a shit about that?
All right.
Exactly.
Tennis needs to get into the 21st century. So I think that's something that, I try to do. And sadly, I think I failed on some level because they actually tightened the rules because of myself and Nastasi and Connors. And so now it's gone this other way where they're like, God, I wish it was like when McEnroe, Connors, and Nastasi were playing.
Yeah, you just want brawls.
Yeah, that's we don't hit anyone in tennis, so that's frustrating. Even if I had lost a couple fights, it would have been nice to sort of mix it up a little bit. But
So John, where does the anger come from?
that's a good question. I don't have an answer for that.
Or is it just I was going to say, or is it kind of like fake anger? But no, it has to come from somewhere.
It was real anger, but it wasn't like I grew up in a family. My parents are still together to this day, and
it was just that you were that competitive and just would get frustrated.
I guess so. And it was also a situation where I learned early on that the better I got, the more I could get away with. So it's an incentive to.
Oh my
get
God,
better.
you're talking.
It's like you guys.
Yeah, no, you're talking about something we can completely relate to.
Yeah, well,
I mean, because with our radio show, that's how we felt at the old place. Like, the better we got, the higher ratings we were getting. No one was telling us no, and we were literally getting away with murder until that fate.
Well, you took it a step, and I think you guys would even agree, a step too far. Right?
Of course, yeah, that's
so what happened is if I had gone out there and actually punched out an umpire, which I never did, I never touched any umpire.
You thought it. You thought, how far can I take this?
I took it to about as far as it could be without hurting my career.
Was there ever an incident where you just did it for the hell of it and you really weren't that pissed off?
I do that all the time now because the irony is that I say to people, they used to find me when I cursed at umpires. Now on the senior tour that I play, they find me if I don't curse at them.
Yeah, they want to see it.
And towards the end of my career, I guess when I had kids, it didn't seem quite as intense or sincere because it seemed like it was more important. When you see all of my kids, I have 6 kids. And one stepdaughter, but the other 5 I was in the delivery room, and you see this, and then you think, well, hey, maybe a tennis match isn't that intense. You guys have kids?
No.
Well,
not that we know of.
That old gag.
The old joke, yeah.
This is the type of jokes you're going to get today, by the way.
I know, that's deep, I'll tell you. and realizing that I lost a little bit of that intensity. I was still pretty intense, but it made it say, because I used to think tennis is the end-all and be-all, and I've got to change the sport, I'm going to do whatever it takes, and you lose a little bit. So I did find myself at times, maybe at the end of my career, wondering why I was doing this, if it was just for the act, sort of a caricature of myself.
Yeah, right on. Cool. Someone is saying that you're Ozzy's neighbor. Is that true?
Like, you guys got Ozzy? No, he was there temporarily, I think, in Malibu, where I used to live. But
I'm just asking because Jim Norton's a huge Ozzy fan, that's all.
I'm a big Ozzy fan too, but I saw him one time or a couple times on the beach where a friend of mine is, but he's not. I'm a few miles away from him.
Did you guys hang out at all?
No. Actually, I've never hung out. And I saw Metallica once, ironically enough, or I saw him a couple times. But once was in the Meadowlands with Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica. So, of course, we got the first-class treatment right to the side of the stage, and I was about 8 feet from Ozzy, and it was very intense, and it was very cool to see it. But then he couldn't talk after the show; he was saving his voice.
Maybe you got the first-class treatment because you're John McEnroe.
Well, that helped a little bit. To be with Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica, didn't hurt either. So it was a nice combination. So it was very cool to see. And I've become somewhat friends with the Tony Iommi, who's a left-handed guitar player, which is what I am.
Of course he's left. He's missing 3 fingertips. I know all about Iommi. Is he in New York now?
Okay, here's a trivia question then. What was the band he was in before Black Sabbath?
Well, Sabbath was originally called Rare Earth, and before that it was the Polka Talk Blues Band. I'm not exactly sure of what band Iommi was in, though.
He was in Jethro Tull's band.
I did not know that.
Did you see that Rock and Roll Circus at Stones, old Stones thing where the Who played with him?
No.
You got to pick that up because it was one of the all-time shows. They had John Lennon in the audience, and they had the Stones play. They didn't release it because supposedly the Who were so great. I don't know if you ever heard about that.
No.
The opening for the Who, before the Who and the Stones, was Jethro Tull with Tony Iommi on guitar.
So when are you going to see Tony Iommi again?
I don't know. I saw he actually called me when he was around, and he said he got a new guitar that they're being made for him, and he wanted to make one for me, so I was pumped up. I was supposed to see him in London when I did this tennis thing that I played in the Wembley Arena about 3 weeks ago. He was supposed to come down with, here's a name-dropping Robert Plant.
Wow. You met Robert Plant?
My favorite all-time band.
Led Zeppelin, baby. Come on.
His son, who's about 12 or 13, is a big tennis fan, so he's come down to Wimbledon the last couple of years in the French, and even at the U.S. Open, he came on the show. So you got to see it's Opie and Anthony and Robert Plant on the show. That's a good mix.
Yeah.
Hey,
and anyway, he came down to London, and he was supposed to bring Tony Iommi, but sadly Tony didn't come. So next time.
Is Robert Plant a cool guy?
He's a very cool guy.
Oh my God,
he's unbelievable.
I would just stutter. I mean, have you ever been starstruck by any of these guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, freaking the singer of Led Zeppelin.
The best thing that's ever happened to me, besides being the best tennis player in the world, was the fact that I got an opportunity to meet all these people and be in.
Did you get to jam with Robert?
No.
Could you imagine?
He said that he'd be willing to do that, suffer through that at one point.
Did you get photos with these people?
I've got a lot of photos, yeah.
Good man.
Absolutely.
All right. John, we're going to let you go because we got to get over there.
Let me get ready for you guys.
Yeah, hopefully this will work out. We're a little nervous.
Don't worry about it.
All right. We'll have some fun today, okay?
We'll have some fun.
All right, John, right on.
Guys, hey, good luck with the satellite thing.
Thank you.
You don't have to go more over the top just because it's satellite, though.
No, we're not.
You know what I'm saying?
We've been telling our listeners, don't curse just to curse. And, every once in a while we get crazy, but then we do the show we know how to do. That's all.
There you go.
Say hi to Patty for us. Goodbye to you, Scandal.
Exactly.
She's a hot lady there.
She is a hot lady.
All right, we'll see you in a little while,
see you
John.
in a bit.
All right,
see you, man.
There's John McEnroe. Cool.
He's great. Friends with Tony Iommi. How great is that?
Well, for you people are saying on instant feedback, stop drooling, Jim. Wipe your pants off. Dripping clear stuff talking about Black Sabbath.
Well, look, the way I look at Tony Iommi is the way Ope looks at Tony Danza. It's just with that awe. You're a big fan of his music.
I'm not a big fan of his music,
yes,
but
you are.
I'm a little more honest than you. That CD is not that bad. Would I go out and buy it? Of course not. But it's not that bad. Is it great? Of course not. Is it awful? It's not awful. It's just kind of there.
I'll tell you what's not that bad. U2 is not that bad. I'll listen to U2 and
Easy
not that bad.
with the U2.
But that's what I think when I hear U2.
U2, greatest band in the world.
They're not.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
This show was a mess.
He lip syncs.
Honestly, if you're taking a day off from listening to the Opie and Anthony show, today's the day. You don't have to listen to the replay. It was kind of awful. Steve-O was all right, though. And
3.
And the show started off with more frustration,
tomorrow.
so check it out. We got to talk about the John McEnroe show a little bit here, Anthony.
Oh, yes. We taped it. And
we made our first talk show appearance.
Yeah, it was the...
Boy, we got some great people working for us behind the scenes. They got us on John McEnroe, which is pretty much the lowest rated show in America.
Yeah, no, I don't even think they have a rating.
Except for one show is worse than the John McEnroe show in the ratings, and it's some kind of show on the Food Network.
On the Food Network,
All
yeah.
right, but it was our first talk show appearance.
It was kind of cool to go through that whole talk show thing.
Yeah, they decided to air it last night. It's already one of the lowest rated shows in America, and then they put it up against, the Red Sox winning the World Series for the first time since 1918. So
McEnroe, the World Series. You don't know.
For the 10 dedicated fans that watched the show last night, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. If you missed it, I guess the video is up on opieandanthony.com or foundrymusic.com. But it was a lot of fun. We met an old friend while we were doing makeup.
Oh, D. Snyder.
D. Schneider. He's going to be on the show in the very near future. Yeah. And also, who else was there? What's his name there? Conan's guy there was...
Andy Richter.
Andy Richter.
They were all doing the show with you?
He was in another dressing room. He couldn't be bothered.
They seem to tape a bunch of segments and just place them together on a show and make it a show. Like, we're on the same show as that pool shooting girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Girl that shot pool. She was featured in, I guess, Stuff Magazine or something.
All right.
And
it wasn't the Black Widow, was it?
I don't know.
The really hot kind of Asian
She was hot. No, she wasn't Asian, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. She was on the show last night, but we never saw her. It wasn't done the same day. Mm-hmm. So they just kind of put segments together, and that was that. But it was kind of cool to, because you grow up watching the talk shows, and then to actually have to do it where you wait, and then they announce you, and you come out from the wing and look at the audience.
Yeah, we were waiting in
the dopey little wave.
It was really surreal because we're waiting in the wings, waiting for our introduction, and then we come walking out. We have to do that wave to the crowd.
I have no clue how to do a talk show like that. All I know is what I've watched growing up, watching The Tonight Show. Yeah. So it's like you just do what you watched on TV.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You give the wave, you sit down, you shake his hand. How you doing?
Yeah, John.
On the couch.
Fake trip on the way to the stage.
Whoa! John McEnroe shakes her hand as we come out, and a little small talk. He's like, and I'm like, back.
You got to do the small talk when they go into commercial. And if they pan away, you lean over. And as a matter of fact, I think they cut it out, though. They went really quick.
We want to play some of this interview because they cut out a lot of stuff because we explained the wiffle ball bat challenge in detail, and
they cut that out.
They cut that way down.
But when they go to commercial, I was always, from watching all those talk shows growing up, they always would lean over, and either the two people on the couch or the host and someone on the couch, they're talking to each other. And you always think, jeepers, I wonder what they're saying.
They're saying absolutely nothing.
They're saying nothing. So I figured I would do that. So when they went to commercial and the camera starts panning away, I leaned over to Opie and just went,
and at that point, I was leaning toward Johnny and just said,
so nothing was being said, but it looked like we were saying something.
Yeah, I know what I said during commercial. This is the truth. I go, John, I did actually say something as we were going to break. I go, John, where did you get this audience from?
Oh, my God.
And he didn't get it. He goes, we bust them in from Times Square.
They go to Rockefeller Center.
Rockefeller Center, right.
They go around Rockefeller Center and hand out tickets and go, here's free tickets to John McEnroe show.
Right.
And then they bust them over to Jersey.
But I meant, where did you get this audience from?
I know.
Because these guys were scary looking.
There were a couple of guys that were ripped from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah.
They were just ripped right
Honestly,
from the game.
I think they pulled the bus right up to the unemployment line. I'm serious. Because these people looked like they really didn't have jobs.
There was one huge woman that was asleep in the chair when we came walking in. She was passed out.
Yeah.
She looked a little drunk, if I may say.
Just a bit?
Yeah.
Then you had two homies in their huge, oversized jackets.
Yeah.
Going, man, you guys are funny.
Yeah, those are the Grand Theft Auto guys. It was like a couple of gangbangers sitting in the audience.
I was praying they had a metal detector before these guys came in, because some of them were really scary.
And then there were assorted young and old people.
And then Johnny, halfway
Johnny. Like we're on Johnny Carson.
Sure, why not? Johnny. Yeah, well, I want people to think it was a bigger deal than it really was. Yeah,
just
so
like Johnny Carson without the ratings.
Yeah. So Johnny there asked the audience how many people have satellite radio, and I'm looking at him like, are you kidding me? Look at these people. None of these people have satellite radio.
None of them. I think two people raised their hand, and it was the homies, and I think because they just stole an Escalade. Yes, sir.
They're like that. How many people have satellite radio on the...
No, I uncomfortably said, wow, there's one.
Yeah.
Or something.
There's one or two.
Oh, but bit of good news on the same subject. But not. I saw a fan yesterday.
Yeah.
And he is from Poughkeepsie. Been a big fan for a long time. Been out of the area. And they said he's really looking forward to the return of the Opie and Anthony show whenever that happens. So just wanted to say,
great.
Thumbs up to XM for getting the word out up in Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, I get that. Hey, so when do you start?
Yep, got that. So,
when do you start?
So I guess we're just wasting time right now until we actually start.
Yes.
Yeah, till we actually start. This is the warm-up. Ben, could I ask you something? Yes. Do you have to change the channel to Red Sox coverage every 2 seconds? Ben cannot have either one of these TVs running without Red Sox celebration on both of them.
Over and over again.
He goes through the channel. The second the subject changes, he searches out more Red Sox coverage and puts it on. Yes, they won.
Yeah,
they won the World Series. Now, you know what? Now the Red Sox fans will understand what it's like. You win, and then you know what happens? It just goes away, and you have to do it again. Because after today, and the glory wears off, they'll have the big parade up there in Boston. They'll all get drunk and throw up on each other, and then it's over, and no one thinks about it.
I haven't seen this much jubilation and group hugging since Jeffrey Jones hosted Romper Room.
All right, we'll get to Jeffrey Jones in a minute. You're obsessed with Jeffrey Jones.
How can you not be?
It's Schilling and Theo. You gotta give Theo some credit.
Well,
he's 29.
Switch it to another station. Sorry. You know, you can put one TV on the Boston coverage and give us something else on the other channel so we can goof on that. Okay. So anyway, Anthony, we got the John McEnroe audio. Some old pals made fun of us because we were on the John McEnroe show trying to get to us. Ooh.
Who?
Don and Mike.
Those guys, man, don't get on their bad side.
These idiots in Washington just playing into our hands once again.
Oh, gosh. You best not get on our bad side. Your darn tootin' will do something to you.
We sure will. I'll have my wife, who's about as funny as prostate cancer, call in and put your audience to sleep, too. That's right. Maybe instead of doing John McEnroe, you should marry some dull whore and have her call into your radio show for 3 hours a day. You fucking irrelevant, fat, middle-aged bores. Love you, boo-boo. Fucking one-market ponies. You stink. You bombed in New York, and you bombed in Philadelphia, and you are dying like Michael Landon in Buffalo. Motherfuckers. It's the Don and Mike Show. No, it's not anymore. They got a .01. How do you get a .03 in the biggest radio market in the country?
Yeah, they ate it bad in New York. And then when we effed up and went away for 2 years, the company said, well, we know the solution, because Anthony and I were huge in almost 20 cities. So they're like, we'll just put Don and Mike.
Plug in Don and Mike.
We'll just put Don and Mike in all these cities, and the ratings will stay right where they are.
Yeah.
Wrong.
This
Plummeted.
is how confident I am in this radio show. Turn off XM today if you live in D.C. and enjoy Don and Mike for a couple hours. Enjoy it.
See where that gets you.
Oh, boo-boo, you left some dirty underwear on the floor. Did I really? Ha-ha, forced laugh. Ha-ha, forced laugh. Fat, irrelevant dullards.
Kicked out of New York, kicked out of Philly, being kicked out of other cities.
Yeah.
They're in a bunch of tiny little markets. Yeah.
They stink.
Yeah. All of America is talking about the Don and Mike Show. Yeah. And you're going to try to make fun of us. Okay. We understand where we're at. You know, we're in the underdog position, but you know what? We're going to be right back on top again. Guaranteed.
What's worse? Being on a talk show that really has no ratings, or not even being asked to be on a talk show that doesn't have any ratings?
Or how about this? When Opie and Anthony are kicked off the air, maybe this is worse. Maybe you finally get your shot in Philly in drive time. No one is competing with you, and you still bomb. How does that feel?
You have a huge audience
And they have to take you off the air.
You guys were number one by far in afternoons. It wasn't even close.
Yep.
And you lost the entire audience. It's not like O&A went somewhere. They left. They had nothing. People said, we would rather listen to nothing than listen to you. Do you understand? Dead air beat you. You fucking failed in New York, and you failed in Philadelphia. How does that feel?
And they're failing in many other cities.
How do you look at
Many
your
other cities.
awful wife when you're banging her? Good call today, boo-boo.
With your bloated face. You have to look at that bloated face in the mirror every morning.
You stink.
You hate yourself. You know it. So Peter in Toronto says, happened to tune into Don and Mike yesterday at 5 p.m. They said that O&A were relegated to satellite radio and now have to appear on McEnroe's lowest rated show.
Mm-hmm. As opposed to McEnroe's high-rated show?
How about the, you want to do something with a smaller audience? How about Don and Mike in New York and Philly combined? That had a smaller audience than McEnroe.
O&A were relegated to satellite radio. Do you understand we're becoming bigger than we've ever been? Do you understand that every publication in America is talking about Opie and Anthony? Do you understand that the New York Times did a huge feature on your pals O&A in the Arts and Leisure section, and it wasn't buried in the back of the Arts and Leisure section? It was,
gosh.
It was the front page, and then went on for another one of those big, huge New York Times
You're
pages.
right. My bad.
It's time for the news.
Good gosh, boo-boo.
And Donnie, baby, what talk show are you going to be on in the near future? That is shown all over America. Even a low-rated talk show gets an audience.
Oh, wait,
idiots.
isn't it that, wait, my partner's marriage failed because he pushed his wife through something? Isn't that a new talk show? I forget where that's being played. How about, I think that one is. How about, I have the breath of garbage juice. Is that the talk show you're going to be on? Fucking diaper gums? Do you know the microphone had to be cleaned every day when open on because of your awful dumpster gums?
That was really
your
bad.
Your rotting meat breath?
I can only imagine why it smells that bad.
Ugh.
Whose ass are you eating out? Jesus.
Honey, I gotta go to work. Just put your tongue in there, boo-boo. Mama has a kidney bean she needs eaten out.
As you're thinking that we're relegated to satellite radio, just check out that fine advertisement in Rolling Stone magazine, you zeros.
If you're in D.C., put on the Don and Mike Show. Walk away from O&A for a couple of days. Enjoy the Don and Mike Show.
And when a show is relegated to satellite radio, you don't get opportunities like talking to the Chicago Sun-Times like we're doing today. Every day we're doing more and more interviews all over America. All over America.
Dude, you're explaining something that you don't need to because they are responding to the fact that you guys are now back. It's like, how do you explain to your listeners when you have bombed the two biggest radio markets or two of the top 10 radio markets in the country? How do you explain that to people? They bombed. Do you understand? You tried it in New York. You couldn't cut the mustard. You couldn't do it. You weren't talented enough. Mohammed Atta has a higher rated radio show in New York City than you two fatzos did.
Okay, let's do a little test in this computer age, Opie.
All right.
I went to Google, right?
Okay. All right.
I went to Google News.
Okay.
Which is, you put in the search engine, you will get every news item that comes up for whatever you're searching for.
All right.
And newspapers,
and
TV.
Let's be fair, because I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do the news articles that happened in the last 2 years?
Okay.
All right?
Okay. I just put in Don and Mike.
All right.
Don and Mike. And I hit search news. The first story that comes up is Beverly Hills neighbors don't like Mike either. So the D-O-N for don't is Don.
Okay.
And then don't like Mike either. So it's not even about Don and Mike. 0 stories for Don and Mike.
Okay.
Yeah,
on
that
the
couldn't
Google
be
News.
true. Maybe the page is still loading, Ant.
No, when the Don part of it has to be the word don't. It's not even Don and Mike.
As in, don't listen if you expect a good laugh.
And these guys playing right into our hands because now they're mentioning to their audience in D.C. that we're back at XM Satellite Radio. So they gave us another commercial. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Opie and Anthony,
Yeah.
I'm getting multiple hits, Opie.
Multiple hits.
On
That could be like 8 hits.
11, 12. I'm looking at pages here.
Oh, okay.
There are pages, I believe. I'm up to page 13.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 10 stories per page.
All right. And this is just our recent press.
These are recent, like I'm talking 2004.
There's pretty much every day our names are mentioned in a news story across America. So
Let's say about
I guess that-
130 stories on O&A, just from what I could see here.
in the recent weeks and months. Yes.
All right, but in all fairness, if you want to check up for Don and Mike, go to the Center for Gum Surgery. Go there. Find out the odor removal from beneath teeth center.
Let me put in ass breath
All right.
and see. Yes, ass breath got
There we
more
are.
hits than Don and Mike.
Can you punch in booted out of New York / Philly?
Let me put cunt wife. And let me hit that. Look at that.
Wow, Geronimo / Clinton.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well,
Unbelievable.
just
Just,
keep-
shut up.
just keep talking. Keep talking.
There you go.
Talking. That's all we care about. Just keep getting our names out there.
Thanks for the advertising to your
There you go.
multitude of listeners that you have over
So,
there.
Anthony, we were on the John McEnroe show. Mm-hmm. We openly admitted it was a low-rated talk show, but it is still a talk show.
Who
And
cares?
it's
It was
still,
low rated.
you know
and it's still
something?
being seen across America.
You know something? I didn't even care about that. It was something fun to do. It was something cool that, you don't do it. Yeah, how many people get to do a talk show?
Oh, dude,
It was-
I had a blast.
And as a kid watching, I watched so much television as a kid. It was fun to just be part of
Anthony and
that
I have been
whole
very
thing.
fortunate in our careers. We've gotten to do a lot of things, but yesterday, as I was coming back to Manhattan and Anthony was driving home or whatever, I called him all excited. I'm like, Anthony, did we just do our first talk show? I mean,
It was our first little where we had to go out and sit on the couch.
I felt like I was like just, I don't know, a 20-year-old kid from Long Island again, man. It was really exciting and a lot of fun.
It's funny. Sometimes you just want to do like a little thing like that, like when I went out and I was sitting there with Jay and stuff. I know it's just like, well, no, I mean, sometimes you just want to
Just
like.
grind your heel into our little fun time we had.
Yeah, thanks.
Our little fun we had.
We had
He's
our-
on Leno.
Yeah,
He
Norton-
got to walk out and sit down, and Jay fucking Leno is next to him.
Well, he didn't get to sit. He did his comedy in front of.
Oh, good comeback, Opie. Yeah, you
I
didn't
think
get
I
to
actually
sit.
did Bogart my way onto the couch because I actually
Yeah.
think that they were going to just have me go backstage.
I guess we could compare the talk show appearances. Norton walks out and does his comedy routine in front of Jay Leno. I mean, right in front. Leno's
Yeah.
at his desk. And the cast of Will and Grace is sitting on the couch, and they're all just laughing and laughing and laughing. And we did our talk show appearance in front of a bunch of crack addicts.
Bunch of crackheads.
And here's what that translates into: massive New York Times article / no mention. So I guess that didn't amount to a hill of beans, as Don and Mike would say. Hill of beans.
Oh,
Will the FCC
good
fine us
gosh.
for that?
Oh, golly gee willikers.
Oh, cut it out, you. Oh, for the love of Eve.
By the way, here's a little message for Don and Mike, okay? And this is the God's honest truth, okay? Everyone knows Howard's going to the Little Doggy company because the Little Doggy company is very desperate and they're trying to turn their whole business around. Mm-hmm. That's a fact, okay? Well, we know for a fact that Infinity Broadcasting wants to get Howie off the air. They just want him off the air, okay? But they don't have anyone in the wings that could step up and take over for Howie in all these markets. That is a fact.
Yep.
Every day these guys are meeting in boardrooms and stuff, because we still have a lot of friends at Infinity Broadcasting. They are trying to They are trying to figure out who's going to replace Howie when he moves on, and they want to do it immediately. They don't want him sitting in his chair anymore. They want to pretty much shove it up his ass. Okay. The problem is we got fired. We were the ones that were supposed to be in the wings, which is fine.
Yeah,
we're doing our own thing now.
That up.
But Don and Mike, they're not even being considered for this. Their own company's not even considering Don and Mike to replace Howie to get him out of his chair, Anthony.
Yeah. Not even
How does that make you
considering.
feel, Donnie? How does that make you feel?
You put in all those years.
All of Howie's radio markets are up for grabs, and guess what? You're not even being considered.
Your own company knows you're not good enough. You've failed time and time again in major markets. You cannot hold an audience. And your own company, the company you've worked for years, trying to work your way up in, has just written you off.
And I could take this to another level, but I don't want to ruin things, okay?
Yeah.
I just don't want to ruin things right now. But, all right, relax. I'm not going to say anything. Everyone's like, oh, my God, don't say that. Don't say it. Don't say it.
There
But we
you
know
go.
things. We
And
know things.
I'll bet you the first day that Howard made his announcement, I'll bet you that those two fat hands high-fived each other in the studio, thinking now it's finally our time. I bet you he picked up the phone.
Oh.
Frida, pack your bags.
Frida, get
Yes,
this.
yes, boo-boo.
I'm taking over for the Howard Stern Show.
Oh.
Isn't this fantastic? Pack up our little Barty and pack up your ass, and we're moving back to New York, baby. We're moving back to New York.
Wake up.
So we were on the John McEnroe show.
Oh, remember we were starting? I remember when we started this break.
I didn't know you guys did that until I listened to Don and Mike yesterday.
Oh, good golly.
Oh, good grief.
Our first talk show appearance, and it was very exciting. And
Yes,
there's,
we had a lot of fun.
And there's DJs out there trying to be a buzzkill, but you know what? When it comes down to it, we had a great time.
You're not killing
John
my
McEnroe
buzz.
was
Attaboy.
a great guy. A lot of fun with him, and we got to see an old pal backstage, Dee Schneider, and Dee's going to come in and do our show to sing the full version of the Nambla song. By the way,
Oh, remember when
the
he
full
sang
version.
the
He wants us to
Nambla
get
song?
a choir together.
Get a little boys' choir to sing the Nambla song. How fun would that
That
be?
is going to be hilarious.
You know what? Well,
Yeah.
soon enough, when these little clunky desks are all cleared out, we can have some bands come in.
Would that be great?
Fantastic.
When this floor is cleared and it is nothing but our stuff?
Also, we found out that Kreskin was on John McEnroe recently, and I want to challenge Kreskin.
Fraud.
I want to challenge Kreskin.
He's
Yeah.
good.
I'm going to
Oh,
challenge
he's
him, though.
good.
The wacky handshake.
I like that. It's like, are you a psychic or, what do you predict? No, I'm a mentalist.
Yeah.
He's a mentalist. And he does that handshake that you want to punch him in his big, thick glasses.
I'm also a mentalist, Anthony, and I want to challenge Kreskin.
Oh, really?
Coming soon to the Opie and Anthony show.
I gotta
will
go. I got a big
challenge
press conference.
Kreskin. I know.
Where is it? Make a left. A few
yeah.
blocks.
Who are you talking to from the press? Well, they're here right now. I'm doing an interview.
We'll have
oh,
to-
Kreskin, who?
We'll have to explain that another day.
Some
We
people.
got to get to this John McEnroe
Yeah.
audio.
He's a vague ass.
His big Yasser Arafat glasses he wears.
I want to take him on, though, Anthony.
Yeah.
I want to do the taint.
Oh, really? You
I
want
want to do the taint thing with
Now,
Kreskin.
I know that Opie can discern a woman's age
Right.
merely by gazing into her taint.
I don't believe that.
It's
still.
true. He's
I think he's
100%.
guessed lucky. He's not.
He's 100% on about 8 girls.
100%. And why don't we try to get Kreskin on the phone? I want to see if he's willing to come in and take me on, Anthony. All right?
Mentalist.
So here's the John McEnroe audio. We'll stop as we go
Oh,
along
let's
here.
listen. Let's listen into us on John McEnroe.
Your pals walking onto a talk show.
Tonight on McEnroe, Radio Bad Boys, Opie and Anthony.
Bad
My first guests rocked the radio world so hard they got kicked off. Now they're back on XM satellite radio with absolutely no decency standards. Please welcome Opie and Anthony.
You gave the wave. Oh, playing the.
Yeah, Paul Schaefer was playing radio.
Paul
it was John McEnroe.
Boy.
I thought it would be, how Paul Schaefer gets the music that
Playing radio.
Compliments who's coming out.
Who does that? Joe Jackson?
I was going to say Elvis Costello.
Elvis Costello. I always got them confused.
Yes.
Did you? I didn't see this, but I want to think if Ope did. Did he do like the phony like smile and point at someone in the audience?
Oh, like you know someone?
Hey.
Yeah, that's a good one. Damn it, I would have done that.
As you're walking, it's almost like when you're walking on stage, you have to look back toward the curtain like you're talking. Like
yeah.
I'm going ahead.
Oh, excuse me, I got a show to do.
Yeah, we'll continue with that thought.
This chat.
But I got to do a little
Like
something
you're
over
so
here
busy,
now.
you're chatting, doing talk shows.
Did you do that when you came out of the curtain on Leno?
No, I just walked out, but I did do the lean in during the break, and this is what I said.
You obviously didn't have a mirror in the wings to fix your shirt before you went out there.
No, that's not what I want.
It was all blowing in the wind. You had the collar way up and to the side.
Really?
That was me waltzing out to claim what was mine.
You were.
But it's not about me.
What did you lean in to say during commercial?
Hey, thanks for coming into the dressing room and talking with me. You really relaxed me. That's what I say.
You said that?
Yeah.
That's what you say to somebody who just gave you a handy.
I know.
You really relaxed
No, here's
me.
what you say. Thanks, Courtney. Can you keep a secret?
Let's continue here.
So, what's up?
No decency, no
Say
decency
whatever you want.
standards. We're a perfect match.
Are we allowed to curse on this, or well, if you feel, go for it. You know, we may have to bleep it a little bit.
Oh, really?
If you feel better, you know, if that makes you feel relaxed.
We had enough cursing all day on our radio show, now without any restrictions.
But I actually heard you, because we talked earlier, I was on your show earlier, that you're actually pulling back a little bit.
We're trying.
We're trying to control ourselves.
You know, I've heard that in interviews that we've done. It's like, yeah, we're pulling back from the cursing, but he's every 2 seconds the F word. Yes, and that's
You
when
say
he's
the
like,
C word, though.
talking to my mother.
Wait a minute. You hung me out to dry. I don't curse as much as you do on this show.
You curse more than I do. I am absolutely standing by that. You curse more than I do on this program.
No way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm still using the initials.
Nope.
Most of the time.
You curse more
I
than
did
me.
use the C
Ben,
word today, which
who
was a little
curses
awkward.
more on this show, Opie
Besides
or
you.
me?
Besides
I don't
you.
curse
Ben.
that much.
Oh, my God,
No,
you
when?
curse.
The first day I did when I imitated the guy from Belfast.
So what? You're always doing an imitation of some profanity spewing idiot. You say 10 words a day, and 7 of them rhyme with bunt.
Opie curses more than I do
No
on
way.
this program.
Jimmy? You're here
Jim
every day.
curses the most.
I
You
don't
go
curse that
on
much, though.
tirades where you link together the F word about
when
500 times.
Well, that's when something's going wrong.
No,
though.
no, I will absolutely stand by this. I curse less on this program
Take
than you
away
do.
when I'm not being an ass.
What does it matter? Technically.
In our regular show,
You've
when
done
we're just
it,
kind of
too.
hanging.
No, I'm not going to take away anything. I'm saying you curse more on this
You
program than
hang
I
me
do.
out to dry a lot.
No, I do not.
Because now
I
in all these
speak it for
interviews,
the
you're
truth.
blaming me on the St. Pat's thing, the mayor's prank.
You came up with the St. Pat's prank.
You did.
Prank.
What do you mean?
I mean,
came
the
up with that.
mayor's prank.
I
The mayor's
did come
prank.
up with the mayor's prank.
And I didn't write the list. I had nothing to do with the list of the places. I don't know who put church on it, but it wasn't me. And I would assume that, Stinky wasn't in charge of the show.
Nope.
So I think someone had to write it down. I'm just speaking the truth here.
Why is everyone
I'm not
pointing at
hanging
me?
anyone
Gee, I
out.
don't know, because maybe I happened to be in studio that day, and I saw Ben going, dude, don't fuck with the church. They went crazy last time when you
Ben,
suggested
the
it.
voice of reason. We should have known we were screwed.
And Ope insisting.
All right, I'll give something away today. We never said this in an interview.
Oh.
The list was there. And
Yeah.
And we, as a show,
Yes.
added church.
Yeah.
And do you remember what I said to you just before the Rage Against the Machine music started? As we're putting
Hang on, Jack.
As we're putting our headphones on for the last time, almost the last time,
This will get us fired.
I said, this was off mic. I go, Anthony, don't mention that church is on the list.
Oh, right. I do remember that. Yeah.
And then I remember you looked over at me and went, we want to mention it. You go, you better not, you bet.
All right, relax with the hoe. Back to the audio. Or
Little
maybe.
did we know old fat lip Mercurio was out there ready to ruin it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ready to ruin it for everybody.
Oh, no.
Guys, tell the folks what happened to get you kicked off NEW a couple of years ago.
Well, we decided to do a cute little contest called Sex for Sam, and that was where we had couples have sex all over Manhattan.
Various landmarks, important New York landmarks, like the Statue of Liberty,
They're horrified out there, Anthony.
Empire State Building.
Yeah, that was the funny part. We're trying to explain, all this crazy, edgy crap, this shocking stuff. And these people were looking at us like, you guys really are the scourge of society.
Horrified. It was not an audience full of Opie and Anthony
See, that
fans.
would have been cool if we could have planned this ahead of time. We could have bust our own audience in, and
Yeah.
then we would have looked like heroes. But instead, these people were like, You guys are disgusting.
Horrified. Old housewives. They would like Tony Danza's audience and crackheads. It's pretty much what we
And
had.
what they would do is go around the city and call up. They'd have spotters with them. And the spotters would call us up and say, our couple right now is having sex at the Hard Rock Cafe in Midtown Manhattan. And we'd look at the list and go, ooh, 5 points. And they would continue on to these locations. And the more popular the location, or the more risky the location, the higher the point value. And unfortunately, one of the locations on the list was a church. Just any church. Now, that could have been anything. Church's Fried Chicken, perhaps. I don't know, but all of a sudden
it was St. Patrick's Cathedral, right?
The couple decided to go to St. Patrick's Cathedral. You know, not that well known a church. Yeah, right. And from there, it was downhill for the Opie and Anthony.
Don't forget about the 2-point conversion, Anthony.
How are we going to explain that?
There was a 2-point conversion.
Right.
Explain that.
You get the point value of the location itself. So a place like St. Pat's, which was very risky, was, I believe, 20 points. But, oh my God, sorry, Mom. But if they did the sexual act in an alternative fashion, it was an extra 3 points. Thank you, whoever clapped. Yeah. I know what he's talking about. I see people that are psyched and people that are completely disgusted.
Sometimes they call it the back door, John.
You don't mean just doggy style. We're taking
talking
another
about
limit past that in St. Patrick's
We're always
Cathedral.
trying to find,
So I'm guessing then that when this happened that you guys knew you were in a little bit of trouble, or no?
right away.
Right away.
You have to be a complete idiot to not think you're in trouble.
Because you guys are #1 here. You're syndicated #1.
We had markets all over the country. We were doing much too well for us to continue it. Yeah, we had to blow it up.
And you got fired by Infinity, right?
Actually, we got canceled. They couldn't fire us because I don't want to get into technicalities.
Did you still get paid?
Yeah, because the broadcast itself wasn't indecent. Go figure that one out. The way we worded everything on the air was perfectly acceptable and well within FCC guidelines. So they couldn't fire us. So they just kind of sat us on the sideline. They didn't want us going to another company.
So you got paid for a couple of years.
2 years. 2 years we got paid to sit down and do nothing.
It was illegal.
It sounds great at first. These guys love it.
Oh, Tony Danza applause break.
Did we just get an applause break?
Who was trying to get an applause break? It's like, yeah, we sat and did nothing. Well, all right. Well, that audience, they would love to be paid to sit and do nothing.
Yeah, they have
crackheads.
They have to stand in line to get paid.
Where I could get this kind of job, mother? Where I get this job?
Yes, Jimmy.
I just wanted to know if next time you guys do TV, could you like tape the audio from the TV instead of putting a recorder in your pocket and then playing that?
Yeah, right. It's a little.
It's
tinny.
a tinny. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a little tinny.
Well, we don't have a production studio always.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
I think this was done at Steve's house or something.
Yeah, this is real audio.
Months, you're just like, what do I do? You used to be maybe 18 years old. If you're out of work, you have a lot of friends around. They're not doing anything either. They're bums, you know. But when you're an adult and you're supposed to be working, you can't just call up your friends because they're working. They have jobs.
So you must have been going absolutely crazy then before you get the satellite gig, right?
Without a doubt. I spent the time playing golf with old guys. That was the only people available.
Much fun.
No, it sucked. It was awful. You'd think the fantasy is to, go to the beach with your friends, drink beers, hang out with hot babes, but no. The only ones available were senior citizens.
Retired guys.
Yeah.
Retired guys.
So did you I'm assuming then you regretted doing that, or is it actually taking you to a place that maybe you wanted to go and it all worked out in the end, or both?
It's kind of strange because we sat on the sidelines for 2 years. We loved doing radio, so in that regard, yeah, of course we regret it, and we know it was morally wrong. But in a strange way, it made us bigger. I mean, you wouldn't be talking to us today if we didn't have the sex in St. Pat's thing. So
Yeah, a lot of
kind of like a
people
catch-22.
Huh?
What an important interview.
I know.
Isn't this everything we said 800 times in every newspaper and every other TV thing we've done?
Yeah, pretty much.
I know. God, you'd think someone would find another angle.
Yeah, we're going to have to come up with something new.
22,
You ask people, do you know who Opie and Anthony are? And they'll say no, but then you go, oh, did you ever hear that sex at St. Pat's thing? Oh, yeah. The scourge of society, right.
So tell us about this satellite thing then, because I mean now
it orbits the Earth.
It orbits the Earth.
We have to put spacesuits on.
There's absolutely, am I correct, no decency standards whatsoever. You can do absolutely anything.
Except for human decency.
Yeah, like human sacrifice would pretty much be frowned upon by management.
I would think so.
But language, things like that, whatever we want to discuss, adult subject matter, everything's a go. We don't have to dance around words that we used to have to, tiptoe around. We could talk about anything right up front.
And I'm assuming that you think this is the wave of the future.
It's definitely the future.
The future is now, or the
future is happening as we speak. We're the pioneers of satellite
radio.
We
are the innovators.
We are the guys. But
believe it or not.
Did you see what happened yesterday with Stern, where he called in? I know you guys have a bit of a feud. Is that a fair?
Yeah, we hate each other. He's kind of a hypocrite as far as how he handled us when we worked for the same company. We worked for the same company.
We both worked for Infinity Broadcasting.
What did he say about you guys?
Well, we were getting quite popular in New York, and he didn't like that too much, so he went to the bosses, and he told the bosses to tell us to stop talking about him. So we had a gag order. We weren't allowed to mention Howard Stern on our show. So to see him, now yelling and screaming about, freedom of speech and all this with Michael Powell and the FCC and censorship, it's kind of a joke as far as we're concerned. But
I'm amazed the guy that pulling in about $500 million is making pretty much what amounts to prank phone calls to radio stations. Calls up Michael Powell.
Okay.
Got Prince Albert in a can.
We'll be right back with Opie and Anthony.
That
was Charlie. See, the commercial came at the wrong time because Anthony was ready to go off with the whole
I'd have done the 10-pound balls, the bowling alley.
Calling prank calls.
Oh, that's funny.
Got 10-pound balls. How do you walk?
Although it's such strong language, though. I mean, Ant doesn't mess around. When he said the tiptoeing thing,
We're
I'm like, whoa.
tiptoeing around it. Let me tiptoe. A lot of instant feedback coming in.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, don't make me go on Whackbag. The Whackbag people have been instant feedbacking us a lot.
Yeah.
Very involved with the show. They comment on it a lot. And they're probably the most uber critical out of everybody. And you could just go and you could add this to my fuck yourself. Do you realize the McEnroe is the lowest rated show in history? Yes, Justin from Whackbag, you idiot. We said that. Do you think it's like, do you think that's news? Hey guys, do you know the McEnroe? Really? Wow, I thought it was the highest rated show. What an idiot. Of course we know. You're not telling us anything new.
It was still good to do.
It was fun to do.
We had fun. A lot of people, a lot of people didn't see it because we were also competing against the World Series and the Red Sox winning the World Series for the first time since 1918. But you know what? My family enjoyed me on TV last night.
Guido Hitman from Whackbag. Insert canned laughter, sympathy claps, the horror. That we told you what the audience was. The audience was crackheads. We were in front of an audience of crackheads. It wasn't sympathy claps. They were sleeping.
And as we went,
these people weren't even conscious.
As we went to commercial, I leaned over to John McEnroe because I was kind of horrified after looking at the audience for 6 minutes. I go, John, where did you get your audience from? And we said this earlier, and he said, well, we bust them in from Rockefeller Center. But I meant, where do you get your audience from? Like, holy crap, look at these people.
Where do you dig them up?
So,
yeah, spend a little more time making, Photoshop pictures and fun, cute stuff like that. You got to comment on everything, every little thing. I feel like William Shatner. Get a life. William Shatner on that Star Trek bit on SNL. My God.
It's weird. This is, we're doing everything. Today we're going to be talking to the Chicago Sun-Times, so that's fun. We were in the New York Times, Sunday. This is all about what we're doing.
Yeah, but you guys were wrong before. It was too political, and now you're talking about McEnroe. You just can't make people happy. If you talk about tits too much, people complain about that.
All right, well, let's continue with our first talk show appearance. Got to start somewhere, Anthony, right?
Yes, we do.
The show's still being broadcasted all over the country. I was quite proud. It is.
I know, I'm just wondering if it's being broadcasted is right or it's being broadcast.
Oh, I don't know.
I've had that discussion before.
I speak
I'd like to have it later in a motel room.
I speak awfully.
Do you know something? In the dictionary, it's listed both ways.
Oh, it is, okay.
It says broadcasted or broadcast.
I like broadcasted.
Couldn't get a definitive answer, but broadcast does sound like the way it's supposed to be.
Like, maybe, I think broadcasted would be past tense, like Opie broadcasted from Long Island when he was a younger, svelter lad. But now, we are being broadcasted in the present.
If you really want to
future.
get me, instead of that...
I'm not even making fun of you.
They're having a whole discussion if I have a speech impediment because I say, but instead of put.
But?
Yeah. Well, when I'm speaking fast, I'll say but.
What?
I've never heard that.
These crackheads on the websites have noticed.
Is that what she was saying before? We were at the
I
urinal.
know it's put.
And he said, Jim, put that in my mouth. And I'm like, what?
Shut the fuck up.
What?
I know it's put.
I've never heard that.
I didn't catch that either.
You'd think we'd have ripped that apart if we heard it.
Oh, they're obsessed with it.
You change a B.
Does Opie have a speech impediment? He says but instead of put. I know it's put.
Huh. So what do you enjoy? Do you enjoy eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Take the penis out of your mouth and maybe you'll say it right.
They notice everything. I also can't say street the right way.
How do you say it?
So I'll throw that one out there for you
Say it
too,
real
so
quick.
you can mock that for the next month. I kind of my S's when it's ST.
Well, I didn't even notice that when you said D. Schneider before, and it's a hard
I didn't say
SNY.
D. Schneider.
You
Schneider.
certainly
Schneider.
did.
All right,
It is Snyder.
Yeah, Schneider. D. Schneider. He sings "We're Not Gonna Take It," and then he goes and fixes Mrs. Romano's toilet.
Shut up.
Hey, Ms. Romano.
Shut up, shithead.
We're back with Radio Bad Boys, Opie and Anthony.
You're a sadistic F.
See, you can relate to that.
Sadistic, man.
Yeah, we're explaining because he was re-showing the video of Steve-O getting pelted by McEnroe's serve.
Yes,
That's why when we came back from break, we're like, you're a sadistic F.
We were watching that one.
So.
Opie, first of all, and Anthony over here.
Yeah, some people ask. It's like, okay, which one is Anthony, the Italian, and which one looks like the kid from Andy Griffith's show? It's not really hard to figure out.
Oh, by the way, to explain, that was Steve-O on our show a little while back. And Steve-O was on your show this morning, right?
Yeah, see,
what was he promoting? Promoting that
You're trying to
DVD?
explain like satellite radio. See, you did that on TV. What he did for us today was, I'll try to keep this clean for TV. He took some duct tape.
It is cable, so you can go.
Okay, he dropped his pants. He dropped his underwear, unfortunately. We didn't need to see that. And then he wrapped it up, the whole package, I mean.
Oh, everything.
Everything.
And then twigs and berries, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. And then counted to 3 and tore it off.
It's a glutton.
You should try to get it on some cable TV show so people can see
Well,
that.
we
That's
film
what you're
everything.
doing.
Oh, you do film everything?
We film everything and we put it up on our website, so, yeah.
Did I say
Nice audience reaction.
Did I say put or put it?
But
We put it up on our website.
I didn't
See,
even
there it
notice.
is. There it is. See, I'll acknowledge it. At times I can say but.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
No.
His name is Luca Prazzi.
But?
Yeah, these guys love the fact that at times I don't say put.
Let's hear it.
Cable TV show so people can see
Well,
that.
we
That's
film
what you're
everything.
doing.
Oh, you do film
We
everything?
film everything and we put it up on our website.
Oh, wow. Yeah, let me say. I didn't even notice.
And we put it up on our website.
We put it.
Bally, more wine! What are you, a dance judge? You enjoy Rocky? Bally!
Yeah,
Put it.
But it,
People that are supposedly our fans love the fact that I can't say that word, but I can say it.
Wow.
But for some reason, I'll say it that way.
oh, they're just being shilly.
website, so, yeah. We're very interactive.
What's your website, in case people want to check it out?
OpieandAnthony.com.
I
We
should
make
know.
it easy.
Yeah. How long you guys been working together?
10
You know?
years.
10 years. Started on Long Island for a short period of time, and then got a job up in Boston. And we got fired from Boston. Yeah.
What did you do there to get fired?
Opie came up with a great April Fool's gag. April Fool's, and you know how...
Why do you have to tell everybody?
I was
Why don't you help your
conveying
pal
the
out?
story that Opie came up with an
They
idea.
didn't need to know that. You could just say, well, it's something we did.
I don't know, because I think people look and see you and think, you know, you're you would be the nice boy. You know, the rube women that are in the audience probably like, he's probably such a nice boy. I bet the other one corrupts him.
And you want to blow up my spot?
Yeah, just kind of, and you know, and the most important thing, it was your idea.
Well, we had to do something that day.
That's true.
What did you do there to get fired?
Opie came up with a great April Fool's gag. April Fool's, and you know how radio guys love doing those April Fool's gags? Hey, look out your window at noon, you'll see a meteor. And we figured, let's just take it to the limit and end the whole thing. So Opie goes, hey, I got a great idea. Let's say the Mayor Menino of Boston, was killed in a fiery car wreck.
That's great.
But
idea.
it's like, yeah, it's hysterical, isn't it? If you knew our show, you knew you didn't come to our show for hard-hitting news, and you didn't go to CNN for dick jokes.
Old gag alert. Old gag alert. I'm trying to figure out which one's been done more. The don't go to CNN
for dick jokes,
or sex in a mosque. Which one of us has the record for the most used old gag?
Well, the sex in the mosque is a new one.
New?
I've gotten that printed in about 5 or
Dude,
6.
it's 2 years old.
I've gotten that printed in 5 or 6 articles already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can always change CNN to Fox News and update it.
Fox News? Oh, I could.
You don't go to Fox News for dick jokes.
Oh.
Although Kevin Bill O'Reilly, you sure do.
Kevin Meaney's We Are the World bit seems fresh compared to those two gags.
Well, it's new for somebody out there.
Yeah.
Or
for someone.
hard-hitting news. And you didn't go to CNN for dick jokes. It was pretty
You
much
did it
known.
twice?
No.
So when we said,
he replayed it.
No, I didn't.
Shut up.
Ant, I did not. What's wrong with you, Ant?
Did you replay it?
I don't say blay. It's put.
Put.
It's put.
Come here, booby. Put your tongue in my mouth.
When you were a caddy, would people ask for their butter?
Right.
hard-hitting news. And you didn't go to CNN for dick jokes.
That's the third
Again?
time you said that, Anthony.
Oh, you're replaying it.
You can't rewind cart machines.
Cart machine.
Cart machines.
Yeah, put it on the old Victrola.
It was pretty much known. So when we said the mayor was killed in a car crash, we didn't think anyone would believe it. But the mayor was very mad, said his family had been listening because they always listen to, rock stations that 18-year-old kids listen to.
For their news?
Yeah, for their news. And we got in a little bit of trouble about a week later. They escorted us to the Connecticut state line and said, please don't return.
And then we ended up getting a bigger job in New York City.
Yeah.
And then, and now you're doing the satellite thing, which is probably going to prove to be biggest of all, right? Do you guys fight a lot? I mean, do you guys get pissed off?
No,
at each
you would
other?
think, but we really, no, we don't. It would
Not
make
really.
a good story if we did. I don't think we spend enough time with each other to really
As soon as
fight.
the show's over, I go my way, he goes his way. And
Because we live pretty much two different types of lifestyle.
Yeah.
We say that all the time, and people think that's a gag.
Oh, I know.
And I barely hang out.
No. We do the show, and he go, we make a
I
couple
go-
of phone calls.
I go
Hey,
do my
what's
thing.
up?
He does his thing, and
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave the show.
Yeah.
Maybe, later on at
And the
night.
reason is because he hangs me out to dry a lot. So
You get a
I'm
phone call.
Getting quite offended. At this
I don't
point.
hang you out to
I figure
dry.
I'll just do my part of this stupid show. I'll put a smile on my face every day, and then write as long as I can, and then I'll move on with my life.
Oh, gee. I'm just telling people how things happened.
No. We do talk on the phone a lot, though.
Yeah. We have one of those phone relationships.
Yeah, we have a phone relationship.
Like, you want to hang out? That's a negative, Rafter Man.
What are we supposed to do? Hang out? What was that? What movie was that? The Beatles in Hard Day's Night? They all lived in the same place in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to do that.
2 bunk beds.
Yeah, bunk beds.
One has an O, one has an A.
Hop up. Good night, Opie. Good night, Anthony.
Night, Ant.
Night.
Don't let the pet bugs bite.
I brought this upon myself. I just want to acknowledge that today. I put myself. Oh man!
You put yourself out there.
I put myself in the
Yeah.
bucket myself.
Spill from Jersey. Could you have Opie say, "Beater, Biper, Bicta, Becca, Bickled Beppers"?
I usually say
They're gonna bash you.
It's all right.
He's,
You guys,
he
either
goes to
you
the
guys
gym and
married or
exercise.
have
I go to
kids?
the bar.
well,
No.
he used to be married.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow,
Wow.
didn't work
That
out.
was good.
right?
Well, I started making a lot of money, so I figured I'd get a divorce and get a young girl. That's what everybody
Does anyone
does.
here in the audience, don't clap, does anyone here have satellite radio?
Oh, there you
Ah,
go.
a couple.
Rich is our first guy.
I love it. All right,
so,
hold
so
on.
what does that take?
Johnny Griswold from Philly says, I love the cringe moment that's coming up. McEnroe snaps at the audience for clapping at Anthony for mentioning that he dumped his wife for a young chick. That was so uncomfortable and great. What was he doing there?
He just said don't clap.
Yeah, he did. Why?
He might have been saying don't clap for the satellite question that was coming up.
I don't know. Did he seem upset by the idea that you would that I would do something like that?
I don't think he's. No, why would
and that I was joking about it?
No. Oh, you were really joking, though.
Come on, it's a little joke.
You're gonna hang me out to dry. Let's get into that a little bit.
It's a little joke. Yeah, because everything was just hunky-dory before that, Opie.
I don't think you.
Yeah, it would have been great. I'd have left anybody because I was having such a grand old time.
Actually, you would have left for a grandma
right.
at that point.
Please.
So I guess you're right. Yeah, at that point, you would have went to the senior citizens home for a better relationship.
Believe me.
All right, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, I walked out of a little slice of heaven.
Right.
Oh, my God. Stop.
No, you make a point there, my brother.
Don't clap. Don't apply. I wonder what he was doing.
I just invited the boy over to take some pictures of him. He was 14. He was a Ferris Bueller fan. Don't clap.
All right. All right, we'll try to get to that story. It's not bad to save some stuff for tomorrow.
So what does that take to get? Because what is it, like $10 a month or something? How difficult is it to get it? Because if people wanted to get your show,
it's quite easy actually. You go to Best Buy, you buy a unit, and then you subscribe to.
What does that unit cost?
Everywhere from different types of units, from $50 all the way up to a couple hundred. You know,
could
you
stop
also listen online.
Doesn't it sound all of a sudden we're defensive? Like what does it cost? Well, there are many different models. And,
yeah, I know.
Many things must be discussed. And
well, I was trying to turn some of the crowd on to the XM satellite radio, and I was looking at them like, ugh.
Yeah. So what does that cost?
Maybe you, sir, could steal one.
Well, our Iraqi policy must change. We must bring in people from the world community. And
that's exactly. I looked into the audience. I'm like, man, these guys can't afford satellite radio.
$50?
Yeah.
What you talk? $50?
It's like, all right, man, maybe some of the undesirables could steal their own unit.
And I love how little we know about the technology end of this. Like McEnroe asking us what it cost and what's the difference between the units. We just put on the show. We make the sound that comes out of the radios. I don't know how they're built. I don't know what they cost. I don't know how they work. We just put on the little show that comes out of the speaker on it.
I don't know this radio. I don't know what it does. Tell him you don't want to use it anymore. He'll understand, believe me. Can I get a drink or something?
All right, back to the audio.
To the Mafia Don.
You can also listen online.
So if it's 50, that doesn't get as good reception, or
no, it's just
not as many bells and whistles.
Not as many stations, or
no, the hardware just gets fancier and fancier.
You get as many stations no matter what kind of unit you have.
How many people subscribe to XM Satellite?
2.6 million subscribers,
which translates to. Did we know how many people? I mean, you knew exactly how many people listen to your show when you're on NEW. Do you know how many people listen now? Actually, listen.
We have at least 100 people.
The horrified look in the audience.
They just
face.
introduced the MiFi yesterday, which is a portable, wearable, satellite device.
Yeah, it's like a Walkman.
It's like an iPod, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna revolutionize the whole industry. So
you don't have to carry your car around with you everywhere you go to listen.
Right.
By convenience.
So you're going to go against. You're now on at 6 to 10. Right?
Correct.
Does that mean you do it like? I don't mean to mention Howard's name again, but he often goes over 10. You guys keep going like 10, 15, 10:30, 10:45 if you want.
We're not stupid. 10 o'clock, we're out of there, man.
Pay me $500 million, I'll go till 3 in the morning.
Now, we could go as long as we want, but so far, we like just getting off the air at 10 and going home and sleeping.
You got any stunts up your sleeve for either this show or coming up in the very near future you could share with us?
We talked to your producers, and we suggested a lot of things, but I guess we're not allowed to do them on CNBC. We want to do the wiffle ball bat challenge.
Wiffle ball bat challenge.
That would.
That's great.
Don't tell me you know what that is.
That guy knows.
Wiffle ball bat challenge. You hear the applause break for wiffle ball bat?
This is where they edited us.
Something you don't hear on Danza.
We got a heavy edit here because
we described the wiffle ball bat a little more in a little more detail than
a lot of detail, and then we did a whole thing on Guess What's in My Pants. We're trying to get the raw audio of the show because we explained the Guess What's in My Pants to John and the audience, and they were pretty much horrified.
Completely horrified, yeah.
That in a glass case, beautifully displayed in the studio, and sometimes young ladies who, usually it's amazing, the ones that really like doing this are in the porn industry.
Do you do anything besides the interview we did?
Politics.
Do you do anything nice?
We talk politics.
Anything nice?
Nice?
Politics.
Yes, we do.
That's not
As a matter of fact, we do a Christmas promotion that helps the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
We get a bus full of liquor, let them indulge all they want, about 10 homeless guys. We give them about $200 a piece and take them to a nice mall like the Short Hills Mall in Jersey or Roosevelt Field Mall out on Long Island and let them shop. And it's amazing how many gates come down so early in front of the stores when these guys
They don't
come
have
and
the
just
crowd
want to
that
shop.
That is very thoughtful of you
Yes,
guys.
it's the
I think
whole
it's very
shopping spree.
thoughtful, and
Let's
that's one
hear
of
it
the
for
nice
Opie
Halloween.
and Anthony. Opie, good luck with it. Anthony, good luck with it. All right? Kick some ass. When we come back, a really hot chick will teach me how to work with my stick and balls.
And there it is, our first talk show appearance. That was fun, man.
Ian.
Yep.
From Philly, Ant, great look with the black jeans. Where's your Chess King shirt? 3 for $99, faggot. See, I'm glad Ian put a little more thought into what I was wearing than I did.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Why does a guy care what my clothes are? Did you notice my shoes, you faggot? Calling me a faggot?
That's funny.
All right.
Hysterical. Chess King. That is funny, though. Very good, Ian.
That was a pretty good one. Why don't we take a quick break?
Attaboy, Ope.